man, what's really good though, family tree? Let me know if you guys are live with me up in the building. Let me know, family tree. Jump me down a little like, a little comment down below. You know how we do. Let's get this show actually started. So first and foremost, I'm gonna do a quick show. It's gonna be hopefully roughly around 30 minutes long. No longer. I'm not trying to do no long shows, as you already know these days. So we've got 30 minutes of sheer powerful information and knowledge. You dig? Hopefully, we're gonna start trying to get some of these live streams, i.e., the hangouts, where you guys can come in and have some good conversations, right? So we're gonna work on this in like today. I'm gonna try, and hopefully in the near future, we're gonna keep on trying. So we're just tweaking the systems at present. Yeah. So let me know, family, is the picture and the mic in sync? Let me know, because I do realize that there was a problem with that last time around. So I want to know before we get started. All right. So holler at me. Just let me know. Is it in sync? Just drop me a 1 to let me know if it's actually in sync. All right. Jeez, Saturday, you know, this is my Sabbath. I don't ever do a show on a Saturday. But you know what? I have to just drop some information because I'm prolonging the situation. Jeez. All right, what's good? Yo, brother, I want to host some streams on your panel. All right, cool. The wisdom of young lion. All right, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to get some of these discussions and debate shows running again on Titans TV. We're going to get some more talk with the Titans where we, bring in some prolific speakers and authors to grace our platform to give presentations and interviews and so forth. So that's all going to be coming real soon. We're just going to just work out all the little kinks that's inside of the system at present. So yeah. All right. So some of you guys are saying that it's in syncs. One of you guys saying it's slightly off, but let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. Let me just angle the mic towards my mouth. So, yeah, cool. Let's start this off then. So, what is the show called again? African Islamic History, How Africans Ruled the Arabs. God damn, that's a powerful title there, you know. All right, so real quickly, I don't know if you guys actually follow Home Team. Home Team, he is an American, I believe he's a teacher actually. He drops excellent. I actually would tell you guys, go and subscribe over to Home Team. Like, he's powerful, very powerful. He drops a lot of historic information on Africa, and Africans and Africans in the diaspora and so forth. It's a very powerful channel. But he did make mention of certain things, which is a classic like trope. Bilal, the Ethiopian slave. The Ethiopian slave. And, it's time that we start speaking on Africa and in relationship to Arabia and in relationship to Islam. And I've been meaning to do videos on this particular topic for a long time. I actually want to do a series, a whole African Islamic series. And I also want to do a whole African Christian series as well, because I was upset. Again, I'm telling you, upset. Black History Month, a whole 31 days. I didn't see not one little bit of African contribution to Islam, African contribution to Christianity. Actually, hold up, tell a lie. I saw something from man like Bob the Builder. Salute to Bob the Builder. He did drop something. But the rest of y'all are dropping the ball. You did? Y'all dropping the ball. All right. Yeah, Home Team history. Jeez, COE's up in the building. Don't tell Sarah about the Africans and Arabians. All right, so we're going to drop some of this knowledge right now, because a lot of this is like, you don't hear it anywhere else. I was speaking to a few people. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, this is the problem. Like, racism's still alive. They're just concealing it. But racism is still alive, and I can see straight through it. So we're going to discuss this. We're going to discuss how Africans were running things. Like, you can't discuss Islam without discussing Africans, to be honest with you. Like, Islamic history is a misnomer. It should really be called African history. And when I'm talking about Islam, again, I don't even want to say it. It should be just African history, how the Africans conquered the Persians and the Byzantiums. That's what it should really be called. There's no such thing as a Muslim conquest. Islam and Muslims never even existed during that early 630, 640 period. But I'm not even going to jump into that, because that's going to be real political right there. So let me jump into this, how the Africans was running things, all right? Pow. So you know what? I'm actually going to start off with this. Let's see. Can you all see that? This is how you know, yeah. No, let me bring it back a little bit. So you can see that book right there? Perfect. Ooh, upside down. Perfect. There you go. The Life of Muhammad. All right. This was written by Ibn Asaq, and then later edited by Ibn Hisham. This is like the very first book that's written about, that is extant, written about the Islamic period, or the history of Muhammad and so forth, right? This is the earliest. Before there was a Bukhari, there was this by Ibn Asaq, later edited by Ibn Hisham. Before there was a Malik, there was this. Before there was, I don't even know, Abu Hanifa, all of these great peoples in Islam and all the great works that we have written today. This book already was there, all right? And this book was written by black people, all right? And we're going to jump into this because it's so important that we actually learn African history from so-called Islamic sources that's really African sources. So we're going to jump into this right now. So without further ado, let me actually open up this book. So let's jump in. Let me know if you lot can see this. We're going to jump into the very first page. Let me know, can you guys see that on your screen? Can you see that? Hopefully you can. And this is the beginning of the book. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. Praise belong to God, the Lord of all the worlds. And may his blessings be upon our Lord Muhammad and his family, all of them. All right? That's how it starts off. And I love that. I love that starting off, actually, because it's very important that it talks about, when we're discussing history, we're actually discussing people, and we're discussing family members, and we're discussing their role inside of an historical paradigm. All right. So let's just reflect on that. Let's just humble ourselves for a hot second, and let's just give our blessings to, Muhammad and his family. And we're going to understand what that means in a hot second still. Okay. So, all right. You're saying you want it to be a little bit closer, right? All right, let's see what I can do. What can I do? Boom, 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 boom. There you go. There you go. I hope. So the genealogy of Muhammad, traditions from pre-Islamic era, Muhammad's childhood, and so forth. This is literally the first pages, and it goes in. It goes in. It talks about his genealogy from Adam, all the way down here. Can we do that? Can I highlight? Let's see if I can highlight some stuff here. So all the way from Adam, all right, all the way to his papa, Abdullah, okay, and to Muhammad, okay? This is his genealogy. Then it jumps on, and it talks about the line of Ismail, okay? Ishmael, for those of you guys who are Christians or Jews, you know him as Ishmael. Muslims know him as Ismail, all right? So that's like, the genealogy. We're going to go, all right? And then it says here that, Ismail, he died roughly around the age of 130. When he died, he was buried in the sacred precincts of the Kaaba beside his mother Hagar. Now, a lot of this stuff is very important, very, very important, but we're going to skip along for a hot second, and let's just jump in. So these are the first pages written on Islam from a historical perspective, all right, that we have as extant. Okay, it says here, when you conquer, so the very first country that's actually mentioned, all right, again, in this historical book about Islam is Egypt. When you conquer Egypt, treat its people well, for they can claim our protection and kinship. So when you go in and you invade and you conquer, make sure you treat the people well. And the question is, who are they actually conquering? Because they're not conquering the indigenous people that's there. That's one question. That's one thing to know. They're conquering the Byzantine Empire. But when you go there, make sure you do treat those people very well, for they can claim our protection and kinship. They can claim our protection and kinship. They can claim our protection and kinship. What do these Kemetic people, what do these Egyptian people, what do these African people have to do in relationship with Muhammad and, the rest of those people? What is it? What do you mean they're kin? How are they related in terms of family? Let's go into this. It says here, I asked Al-Zuri what the apostle meant. Imagine that. That was a very curious thing. What the hell do you mean by that? I asked Al-Zuri what the apostle meant by making them our kin. And he replied that Hagar, the mother of Ismail, was of their stock. Interesting that. let's just reflect on that for a hot second. Let's just reflect. I know this is just common knowledge for those of us who understand biblical literature, but it says here that Hagar, the mother of Ismail, the father of the supposed Arabs, was of their stock. Interesting that. So you're saying that the Egyptians were the mothers of, and even the fathers of the Arabs or the Ismail line. Okay, cool. Say nothing. Say nothing. Say nothing. That's interesting though. It's interesting for a hot second. But I want to know more about these Arabs. I mean, sorry, about these Egyptians. Can you give us a description? Can you please give us a description of these people? All right. So over here, it has a nice little notation, right? It has a nice little notation. And since I've already prepared this, it lets me know to go to page 370. All right. Over here. Let's just do that. Let's just take a quick jump. 370. Let's see. All right. So here we go into the notations. The notations. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And it says here, Hajar, or Hagar, or Agar, was an Egyptian. Abdullah Wahab from Abdullah ibn Lahaya, on the authority of Umar, client of Ghufra, told me that the apostle said, show piety in dealing with the protected peoples, those of the settled lands, the black, the crinkled hair, for they have a noble ancestor and marriage ties with us. Interesting that, oh yeah. So let me just come back to you guys. Interesting that. When you go over into Egypt, make sure you deal with those people in a very pious, very kind manner, because they're related to us. What do you mean that they're related to us? You see those black people over there with the crinkly hair, that crinkly curly hair? That's Ishmael's mother. I like how this whole African history starts, in Islam. They're letting you know. Yeah, they're letting you know that Hagar was a black woman with crinkly hair. We should just put up Lupita on the screen real quickly so we have a nice little imagery of what's going on here. Anyways, it continues. It continues. It continues. It also talks about, the marriage ties is also to do with Maria, the prophet's wife. Some say concubine. All right. She actually had Muhammad's only male child that we know of after Khadija. But that's another story to talk about the African wives of the Prophet. We're going to leave that for another episode, right? The African wives of the Prophet. We'll leave that for another episode. Anyways, so it continues and it talks about here that Ibn Lahai says that Ismail's mother, Hagar, is the mother of the Arabs. Okay? So the mother of the Arabs, the mother of the Arabs was a black woman with crinkly hair. I want to know, in what point in history did the Arabs become white or pale skin with straight hair or wavy hair? I don't know, I don't know. I wonder, are they even Arabs? That's a question for another day, maybe. But anyways. Racism's still alive, but they're just concealing it. And you know what? I'm just trying to irk a few people, so they know, yeah. Like, when you look at a black woman, yeah, remember that Hagar was the mother of all the Arabs, and she was a black woman with crinkly hair. And when we're at Speaker's Corner and they talk about, we worship our ancestors, and we do we call it ancestral veneration, by the way, right? And you got to say to them, but hold on. All right. Let's just say we're wrong for venerating our ancestors. But at the same time, though, you do realize that the Kaaba is actually a shrine or a graveyard where Hagar, the black, was buried, right? This is not what I'm saying, by the way, right? That's not what I'm saying. Just remember that. That's not what I'm saying. Let me pull this up real quickly. Remember what it says here. All right? It says here. Ooh, why is it going like that? Let's see. It says here. he was sorry, when Ismail died, he was buried in the sacred precincts of the Kaaba besides his mother Hagar. So we realize that Hagar was buried, all right, in the Hijr of the Kaaba. And we realize that every single year, oh yeah, every single year, our Sunni Muslims and brothers and our Muslim brothers and sisters, they do something called Hajj. And they do a whole ritual venerating Hagar the Black. They do the whole ritual of her running up and down Safa and Marwa, back and forth, and all that stuff. It's a whole ancestral veneration ritual that's taking place, to the point that they go and kiss the black stone, which is symbolic of Hajar the Black, i.e. Hajar al-Aswad, i.e. the black stone is called Hajar al-Aswad. But anyways, that's for another time, for another story. And it looks like, anyways, I don't even want to go down that alleyway. Let's just say there is ancestral veneration of the black woman at the jump of Islam. At the jump, at the jump. But then certain people have the cheek to be racist and to say certain things against black people. But anyways, none of my business, right? As long as you watch this video, yeah, you might have to say to yourself, we have to start respecting the black people, But anyways, let me continue, Avi. Let me continue. Let me not even continue. Let me just see what's going on with everybody. How is everybody doing? Because I'm about to catch some nice little jokes up in here. Hello, what's good? Buddha Bing's up in the building. John McDermott's up in the building. Who's up in here? Fifth Avenue Phil Sugar's up in the building. Sugar. And then Bar Ras is up in the building. Shaka G's up in the building. Let me know if you're lot enjoying the conversation so far. Let me know. Yeah, the mother of the Arabs is Egyptian. 100%. 100%. Even to the fact that we can go into the Bible now, and then Ismail got his wife from Hagar's people, the Egyptians, who are also black-skinned and curly-haired, according to this account. And the question again I've got to ask is, like, you see the Arabs that we see now in Mecca, like, how did they become pale skin and straight or wavy hair? Sometimes I think that people like to co-opt certain things, but I don't know. We have to ask that question: how? If the Arabs were black, how did they become white? I don't know, Abby. I don't know. We have to ask the imams that question. All right, let's keep on going. So let's go back and open up the pages of the first historical book within side of Islam, and we'll keep on reading from there. Since we have to do some black history stuff. Where are we? So, yeah. So we're good with that, right? We're good with that. We see how it starts off. It talks about, Egypt, and we talk about, the blacks. Sorry, Hagar is the, descendant of the Ishmaelites, and is the mother of the Arabs. Okay, we've seen that. Let's actually keep on going. All right, so, nice and quick. So, anyways, over here we have a story, right? We have a story. The very first story after the genealogy. The very first story. Okay, and funnily enough, the very first story is how can I put it? It is inside of Yemen. Okay, it's inside of Yemen, and we're now talking about, this is South Arabia, by the way. All right, and those of you guys know about South Arabia. No, let me not even spoil it. Let's just say South Arabia. There was a king. He was a Tuba. Okay, these are like the Yemeni Himyar kings. They were called Tubas at the time. Okay, and he had a very oministic dream. Okay, and he was troubled. He was perplexed. He had anxiety, to say the least. And what he decided to do was to call in two soothsayers to kind of interpret his dreams for him. But let me do one better, actually. Let me read. So anyways, here it is. It's the story of Rabia ibn Nasr, king of the Yemen, and the story of Sheikh and Satir, the two soothsayers. All right? So Rabia ibn Nasr, king of the Yemen, was one of the true stock of the Tuba kings. He had a vision which terrified him and continued to cause him much anxiety. So he summoned every soothsayer, sorcerer, omen monger, and astrologer in his kingdom and said, I have a vision which terrifies me and is a source of anxiety. Tell me what it was and what it means, they replied. Tell us the vision, and we will tell you its meaning. If I tell you it, said he, I can't have no confidence in your interpretation. For the one who knows the dream will know the meaning. Yeah, basically. My memory serves me correct. So, anyways, he called like two different soothsayers because he was recommended. So he sent for Sheikh and Satir, for they knew more than others and would be able to answer his questions. Satir's name was Rabi. Anyways, it gives a whole genealogy. It's a very important genealogy, but let's just skip past it. So he said, so we sent for them, and he arrived first was Satir, and the king then repeated his words, ending, if you know the vision, you will know what it means. Okay? And here comes a classic. In literature, we call this foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is like a nice thing that Shakespeare used to do back in the day. He used to start off his plays with a little like an omen, all right? And this omen would now tell you like what will transpire for the rest of the story. It's like a symbolic beginning of what will happen in the end type of vibe. So this here is like the very first story, which is now a foreshadowing story, by the way, to let you know what will happen throughout the rest of this book, all right? And those of you who have got this book or will purchase the book, you'll see how it's so rich with African history. All right. So anyways, it continues. It says here, a fire you did see. In other translations, it's a coal, a burning coal, or it's a skull. But it doesn't... From a literature perspective, it has significance, but let's not go there. Let's just keep on reading as to see what it says. A fire you did see come forth from the sea. It fell on the low country and devoured all that be. Love the Sage. Okay. The king agreed that this was exactly what he had seen. And what was the meaning of it all, he answered. By the serpent of the lava plains, I swear, the Ethiopians on your land shall bear, ruling from Abian to Jurash, everywhere. Okay, so the very first story in Islam, from a historical perspective, after the genealogy, which is talking about, the Egyptian black-head, crinkly-head ancestors and so forth, the very first story, by the way, is talking about how the Ethiopians, right, shall rule, all right? All the way from the bottom of Yemen to Najran to everywhere. Like, they're just going to be running things. All right? They're going to be running things. This is how Islamic history starts. This is not my words. It's not my words. Some people will call me a revisionist. This is not my words. This is what the source says. All right? That the Ethiopians shall bear ruling. Now, it continues, and they calling the second soothsayer, Sheikh, all right? And then Sheikh comes in. It says here, oh, sorry, let me go back. Okay. All right, and it goes and continues and says, perceiving that they agreed with one another and the difference was a mere choice of words, the king asked Sheikh for his interpretation. By the men of the plains, I swear, the blacks on your land shall bear pluck your little ones from your care, ruling from Abian to Najran everywhere. Okay? So, this is how it starts, all right? This is how it starts. In the end, you find that, basically, this particular king sent his family to go and live in Iraq. And they just kind of lived in Iraq because they were scared of this coming of the Ethiopians ruling and so forth, right? All right, cool. Say no more. So this is how this story starts. Now, let's get interesting with it. Let's get very interesting with it. Let's go to page 372. So now, we know how it starts. The very first pages of Islamic history starts. Now let's see how this prophecy or this oracle was actually interpreted. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go and see how this prophecy was actually interpreted by the Arabs themselves. All right. So we're going to go over here and we're going to see. And then we're going to drop some very interesting information. Actually, I need to check in with you guys in a hot second. So over here, it says here on the notations, okay, it has a long list of names. And I'm going to start literally where it says Umar. All right, so if you look can see that, maybe if I can highlight it, can't really highlight it. It's very difficult to highlight. Never mind. Let me not even try to trouble it before it crashes. It says here, Umar ibn al-Khattab wrote to Salman ibn Rabi' al-Bahili. Bahili being the son of Yasser ibn Sa'ad ibn Qais ibn Ayland, when he was in Armenia, ordering him to show preference to those who possessed pure Arab horses as against those who owned mixed breeds when distributing spoils. Accordingly, he mustered the cavalry, and as he passed by Amr ibn Ma'adi Karib's horse, he said, "This horse of yours is of a mixed breed." Amr was furious and said, "A mongrel knows a mongrel like himself." Kay sprang at him and threatened him, whereupon Amr recited the verse just quoted. This is what Satyr the soothsayer meant when he said, "The Ethiopians on your land shall bear, ruling from Abion to Jerash everywhere." All right, so right about now, let me actually break this down and explain it for those of you lot who hasn't quite caught this, okay? So Umar ibn al-Khattab, who is the Caliph, he's literally like the king or the emperor, the Caliph, okay? He now writes to one of his generals, okay, to say, like, show preference to people who have a particular breed of horse, all right? And then one of his generals is passing by a man who is of South Arabian descent, all right? South Arabian descent, same as the Tuba and so forth. And, you know, they get into a conflict of who's a mongrel and who's not a mongrel and so forth, right? And then the South Arabian man was like, see, what my ancestors were talking about is coming to fruition right now. What do you mean it's coming to fruition right now? Am I so low? Am I so low? Yeah. What does it mean it's coming into fruition right now? Let's see if I can bring this down. 1 second. Now my head is too high. There we go. And I can relax. Here we go. All right. So what do you mean? Like, what does this actually mean? This is now coming to fruition. Like, this is exactly what it meant. The Ethiopians on your land shall bear ruling. So who is actually ruling at this present moment in time? Well, we know Umar ibn al-Khattab is ruling, and his general, the Bahili, is obviously in charge of him. Are we indicating that Umar and this Bahili man is Ethiopian? Is that what it means? Mind you, the Bahili were the ones that were caught up in the Zanj revolt. All right, when they were marching against them, the Zanj and them were together fighting everybody else. Don't know if that's to do because they look like each other. I don't know, but that's another story for another day. But we have to ask the question, like, if the Ethiopians are going to be ruling on your land and everywhere, and then the Caliph, Umar ibn al-Khattab, is the ruler, was Umar an Ethiopian of Ethiopian descent? Auzubillah. Were the rest of the generals and the walis and the governors and the people in office, were they of Ethiopian descent? That's a good question. That's a good question. I will ask it to you guys. Were they or were they not? Let me know, family tree. I'm checking the comment section right now. So let me know. Who was Ethiopian? Who was Ethiopian? Let me know. Let me know, family. Let me know. I want to know if you guys know the answer. Somebody has dropped some money. Make Africans black again, says DC Brad 925. Salute for the donation. Microphone volume up. All right, cool. Let me turn this up. There we go. We're turned all the way up. All right, let me know. Is the volume good again? Is the volume good again? Let me know, family tree. Jeez, man, I said Kalam's lifting the veil. Yes, sir. All right. So we're gonna do this now. We're gonna do this. All right. We're gonna jump into this right now. Let's jump into this. No, it doesn't sound like it. Okay. So let's go. Let's jump into this. Let's jump into this. Dun, 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 dun. So this is during the time of the Caliph, yeah? They're saying during the time of the Caliph that the Ethiopians, they're saying that how they interpreted how it was interpreted during the time of the Caliph Umar, that the Ethiopians shall bear ruling. Like, this was the fruition. This was the accomplishment of Sateh and Sheikh's omen. All right? So let's jump into this now. So, some of you guys may have read Bernard Lewis's work. Shouts out to man like Takia. I know he definitely has. I was actually trying to holler at you, Takia, because I know you sent me a PDF copy of something to do with race and slavery in the Middle East and something like that. And it was written by Bernard Lewis. But in there, he drops this quote. And I was like, so pissed because I've got the book. But what's the point of holding up a book and then you don't show the actual evidence on the screen? Like, nobody's going to believe you. You're just reading out thin air, aren't you, mate? You're just reading out thin air. And I was so upset. And I was trying to holler at you, though, Takia. But you didn't holler back, my G. But anyway, salute. But thankfully, Bernard Lewis has another article. It's called The Crows of the Arabs. Okay? Called The Crows of the Arabs. And I'll quickly just read it out so you lot can get a nice little feel. It says here, in pre-Islamic and early Islamic Arabia, Arabs had no reason whatever to regard Ethiopians as inferior or to consider Ethiopian ancestry as a mark of base origin. On the contrary, there is a good deal of evidence to show that the Ethiopians were regarded with respect as a people on a level of civilization substantially, keyword, substantially higher than that of the Arabs themselves. Okay? All right? A slave as such, of course, was inferior, but a black slave was no worse than a white slave. The sons of black slaves, women, seem to have suffered no particular impediment. All right, cool. Now, let's jump into this. Okay? Many prominent figures in the earliest Islamic period had Ethiopian women among their ancestors. They include no less a person than the Caliph Umar himself, whose father Al-Khattab had an Ethiopian mother. Another was the great general Amr ibn al-As, conqueror of Egypt and one of the architects of the Arab Empire. We just read that. And that's why I keep saying, yeah. So I keep saying, you know, if you don't actually know history and you don't know how to read history, yeah, you can get fooled and bamboozled by anybody, you know. Because they'll make it sound like it was an Arab or a Muslim or an Islamic conquest. But at the same time, they don't want to tell you how the Arabs themselves viewed it. The Arabs themselves viewed it as an Ethiopian empire, as the Ethiopians were ruling over the Arabs, as the Ethiopians themselves were conquering places like the Byzantium Empire and the Persian Sassanid Empire. Imagine that. The very first conqueror, the person who went in to Egypt, i.e. Africa, Egypt, was an Ethiopian man, who in fact was sent out by the Ethiopian emperor himself. He converted via the hands of the Ethiopian Nagashi, but that's a story for another day, because we're going to do a whole story of what's been going on in African Islamic history. We're going to do that. But I bet y'all didn't know that Umar himself was of Ethiopian descent. Who knew that? Sunnis? Any of my Sunni brothers out there knew that? My Shia brothers, I know you knew that, because that's in your works anyway. I've read your works, and you lot go in on Umar. But I I know you lot know it, but still. But Sunnis, like, why don't we get taught this? Instead, do you know what we get taught? You know what we get taught? That's why I say racism's still alive. They're just concealing it. Racism's still alive, but I can see straight through it. Imagine that. A man of Ethiopian descent, all right, in their movies of him, yeah, look. Can you see that? This is how they picture him. Yeah? Umar ibn al-Khattab. All right? That's how they picture him, as a white man. But when we're talking about Bilal, on the other hand, who's of Ethiopian descent and Arab parentage. Go on, Bilal. Means you, Bilal. Go. Look how black they make him. But anyways, and y'all don't want to see racism. Y'all don't want to see racism. Like, shouts out to Bilal, but they will talk on and on and on about Bilal, the Ethiopian slave. Make him as black as night. But then one of their caliphs, who is of Ethiopian descent, they make as white as snow. Because he's a ruler. Racism's still alive. And they're blatant with it. They are. But anyways, just so you lot know, think I'm dogging man like Bilal, yeah? Like, shouts out to man like Bilal. I grew up learning a lot about man like Bilal still. Great man. Very, very, very great man, yeah? Shouts out to man like Bilal, the scepter bearer, yeah? For those of you guys know, man was the scepter bearer, you know. The scepter bearer. All right? Coming straight from the lineage of the Hanafi. Shouts out to man like Bilal. Those of you guys who know, you know, innit? Those of you guys know, you know. Shouts out to man like Bilal, yeah, who was the man. But anyways, real quickly, let me just jump back in. And see what you guys are saying, though. Come on, family tree. Talk to me, family. All right. So, oh, sugar, you lot are just been hitting up with the super chats. Let me quickly read out some of your super chats. All right. Yeah, Shola just dropped some donations in. Shouts out to man like Shola for dropping that. John McDermott, please remember, if you drop some donations, at least like just drop a little comment as well so we know what's good, yeah? John McDermott says, for your diligence, Kalam. Cheese. Love for that. Welcome back, Kalam. Good to see you all well. Trust me. Mega True Talk says Najashi was a king of the kingdom of Aksum. He is known on coins minted in his reign. He suggested that it was either he or more probably his father who gave shelter to the Muslim immigrants. Yeah. Najashi, to be honest with you, is actually a title, kind of like a term that means emperor or Caesar, basically. And there was a few Najashis, and we can talk about that another day, you know. Shouts out to the Christian king, the Najashi, you know. Shouts out to him, you know, who conspired, yeah, with the rest of the Ethiopians, yeah, to construct the religion of Islam, you know. Let me not even get myself into trouble, okay? I'm playing with y'all. Don't take me seriously. Anyways, all right. So we realized that Omar was an Ethiopian, right? Cool. Say no more. But you know what? I also want to show you guys this book right here. Yeah, it says here, it's called Illuminating the Darkness: The Virtues of the Blacks and Abyssinians, by Ibn al-Jawzi. Shout out to Ibn al-Jawzi. My Sunni man, them, you should be able to love Ibn al-Jawzi's work. But in here, he actually documents the genealogy of the African tribe, or the Quraysh African tribe. All right? In here, I actually got it here, but it's not really the best of copies. And what I mean by that is, like, I've got it here, all right? And it says here, the news of the Habashi women from the tribe of Quraysh. All right, so this is the Quraysh tribe. It should really be called the Kush tribe, to be honest with you. It should really be called the Kush tribe. Because in here, it documents at least like 25 women, okay, of the Quraysh tribe who were Ethiopian or blacks, all right? It documents it, plain as day. And it's very interesting, very, very interesting. It shows that Hashim, the Prophet's grandfather, had an Ethiopian, well, he had several Ethiopian wives, but let's just say he had an Ethiopian wife. That's the Prophet's grandfather, by the way. All right. It goes into details and it shows that Nufail. Let me actually do this. Actually, let me do this. Let me do this like this. How you gonna do me like that? How you gonna do me like that? Dun 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 dun. All right, let's just do the family tree of Omar. All right, let's see if we can make that a little bit larger. Can we make it larger? How do we make it larger? There we go. So, Ka'b ibn Ali and so forth, so forth, so forth. So anyways, we just start off kind of over here and we see that, Omar's father, there he is, Omar over here, his father was Khattab and his father was Nufail. But if we go into the book, it will tell you, let's see if I can just switch to the camera. Let's see, the second name after Hashim. Can we see that? Oh no, we can't. Can we see it? Let's see. Oh no. We can briefly see it. Oh no. We can't see that great. Forgive me. I'll go from the poorer copy. This, like the book copy, like you see it clear as day. There is some mistakes inside of the PDF copy, but let's just go into it anyways. So let's zoom in because you say you guys can't see it as clearly. Let's try once more. There we go. So over here, as you can see, Hashim, okay, Ibn Manaf Ibn Qusay. Okay, this is Muhammad's grandfather. He had a son called Nazla. It's not Fadla, it's Nazla, by the way. And his mother was of Ethiopian or Habashi descent, right? So we can see that Muhammad's grandfather married a Habashi woman. Cool. Now we can go into Nafil ibn Abdul Uzza al-Adawi, who is none other than, he is none other than Omar's granddaddy was of Ethiopian descent. Interesting that. Then it continues and it talks about Al-Khattab. Okay, over here, Al-Khattab. There is a little, anyways, let me know and go there. Al-Khattab, all right? Al-Khattab, all right? Was also, his mother was also a Habashi Ethiopian woman. Interesting that. And even, to be honest with you, via the lineage of Hisham ibn al-Mughira, Hantama bint Hisham, she was also of Ethiopian descent. So we can see that, what's his name? Omar's granddaddy, his daddy, his mommy, they were all of Ethiopian descent. Interesting that. But these are the type of things that we never learn. We never learn in our khutbahs. We never learn that, do we? Like in the masjid, in our khutbahs, in our sermons, in our classes and so forth. They don't teach us that. But rather, they will make up propaganda and portray Umar as a white man. I don't have no problem with that, to be honest with you. I already said it. Like, if you're pale skin, if you're Chinese, why not make your historical men Chinese looking? I don't have no problem with it. The problem I do have with it is when we're talking about history and historical facts and trying to be accurate. All right. If you want to do it for your own cultural preservation, that's fine. But if we want to keep it as the facts, and then when how can I put it? It has an impediment upon black people who are inside of the religion, Sunni Islam, and just the religion of Islam, full stop, and has a negative effect on them to make them feel inferior. Oh yeah, I must speak now. Because I know lots of these so-called black Muslims who are inside of Islam. They lack any knowledge of self. to be honest with you, and they lack the ability to go into side of Islamic literature and really pull it apart the way I know I can. So I have to just speak on this, don't I? It's incumbent upon me. If you have knowledge, you better teach it. Each one teach one, right? And hopefully after that, I can have my Muslim brothers start coming up, start reading these books, and start teaching everybody about the Quraysh tribe being an African tribe. Start teaching that ish. Start teaching how your caliphs were actually Ethiopians. Start teaching that. Start teaching how Uthman was actually an Ethiopian as well. Start teaching that stuff. Why not? Start teaching how Ali had African wives as well, and Muhammad had African wives. Start teaching that. Start teaching how Amr ibn al-As. Oh yeah, let's just quickly do that one. Where is it? Amr ibn al-As. Amr, there we go, down here. Amr ibn al-As, his mother as well, was an Ethiopian woman. All right? We can start teaching this. Start teaching this. Obviously, we already know about, the sons of Ali's sons, they had all African and Ethiopian wives, but that's a story for another day. So yeah, let's start teaching this stuff. Let's start teaching how the Hanafis, for example, Uthman. Where's Uthman? Yeah, he was also an Ethiopian. Start teaching how Khadija's family was Ethiopian as well. Like Waraka's family was Ethiopian. Like why don't we start teaching this stuff? Right? Start teaching this ish. I'm just here to open it up for you guys. You dig? So anyways, I think I've finished speaking. I wanted it to be quick. So let me just finish speaking. What are you guys saying? I can't stay, brother Kalam, but hold this anyway. Man, like ultra funky, passing through, showing that love. Oh man, Abdullah, wait, question. Time TV, was Ethiopia called Ethiopia at the time? Else, you also telling lies. What happened to Abyssinia, descent, or Somalia? Lo, you're not telling the full truth either. 100% Abdullahi. Yeah, Ethiopia was called Ethiopia, but that's inside of Greek writings. Okay, if you go inside of Arabic writings, Ethiopia would have been called Abyssinia, or the Ethiopian Empire. No, the Ethiopian Empire wasn't called Abyssinia. That's a lie. There would have been a lie. Abyssinia is a tribe or the grouping of people that is referred to as Ethiopians. The actual Ethiopian or Abyssinian Empire was related to as being the Aksumite Empire itself. And the Abyssinians or the Ethiopians, they refer to themselves inside of their scriptures and inside of their steles and so forth as the Habashi or the Habasha or the Habashat. Okay, that's how they refer to themselves. So yeah, good on you, Abdullahi, for bringing that up. And yeah, the Abyssinians as well, some of them could have fallen into being what we classify nowadays Somali people or the Tigray people or the what other types of people would have been with their traditional names. It would have fallen into those types of people as well. So yeah, well done, Abdullahi. Let's keep on going. Ethiopians were South Sudanese. Yeah, Ethiopian, really and truly, Ethiopian, the word Ethiopian itself literally just means, no, let me not give you literally, but it means black skinned. That's what it kind of means, or burnt skin. Black skin, burnt skin, same difference. Kalam, are you Muslim? If you don't mind me asking. No, unfortunately not. Again, I grew up inside of a Muslim cultural context, and a lot of my information that I have is from growing up inside of that. But no, I do not classify myself as a Muslim. No disrespect to my Muslims out there, like all love to you guys. I respect y'all and so forth. But I cannot divorce myself from what I've been brought up into from a cultural context, meaning I've been brought up inside of a Christian cultural context as well. So I have love for Christian information, got love for Islamic information, but I would be disrespecting Muslims and Christians if I called myself a Muslim or a Christian, because my thought pattern doesn't quite coincide with a normal Muslim or a normal Christian. Got respect and I got love for you, but it doesn't coincide. All right, cool. Let's see. Anybody else would like to say something? Because I think I'm good. You know, I'm good. A lot of these videos here that I'm making, I am actually going to republish them in a nice edited fashion, where it's just dropping the information, and there's not too much banter and humor from me. That will come soon. But yeah, talk to me, man. Like Sarah up in the building. God damn. So what we saying, family? What we saying? So as we've seen, all right, the Africans, the blacks, the Ethiopians, were the ones that were in charge in early Islamic period. They were the rulers. They were the ones who were the caliphs. They were the ones who fought off the Byzantiums and the Persians. They were the ones who were running things, were the governors. They were the ones who were running things. They were the ones who were running things. What can I say more than that? What can I say? And the question that we have to ask ourselves is, how did the Africans or the Ethiopian now become pale Arabs? How did it happen? That's what I want to know. How did it happen? Anybody, can you put up your hands and ask me and give me the answer of how it actually happened? Because according to early Islamic literature and history, they were telling you, no fam, we're actually blacks. No fam, we're actually Africans. No fam, we're actually Ethiopians. No fam, this is an Ethiopian empire that's taking place. Not my words. Not my words. Okay. So what's good? What's good? I'm finished, you know. I'm finished. I'm actually finished. But what we shall do, though, even though I am finished right now, what we shall do, I'm going to hopefully try to create a Hangouts and get you guys in and cut off this show, and then we do something a little bit later on or another date. So let's see if I can hook up a Hangouts right now as we're speaking. Let's see if we can do it. Video call, baby. Block. Send an invite. Let's see. Let me send an invite to my own goddamn self. Okay, cool. Cool. So, family tree, if you guys would like to come in the building with me, I believe this is how you do it. Remember, I'm testing stuff out. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Don't say Muhammad was white, and if people said he was black, they'll be killed. Just heard it another show, Christian Prince. Yeah, 100%. You can definitely find inside of Islamic literature that particular statement. For those of you guys who say Muhammad was black, he should be killed. And there's other places that say, describe Muhammad as being white and red and so forth. And it's a shame that people don't actually understand Arabic from the classical period of time. All right. It's a shame. It's a shame. Because when somebody's called white, I know this is going to sound so backwards, yeah? It's going to sound so backwards. But when somebody's called white, it doesn't actually mean that their skin is white. It doesn't mean that. Can you imagine that? Who knew that the Ethiopian conqueror, Abraha, he was called white or face? And that's what his name means, white-faced. Does it mean his face was white? Everybody will attest that he was a black man. But why is he called white-faced? All right? What does white have in relation? What does it mean to be white or bright or clear? See, most people don't understand the terminology that the Arabs were actually utilizing at the time when they say something is white. And when they say, for example, what do they say? What do they say about white? What did they say? Anyways, it's slipping my mind right now. But there is a whole context that you have to go in and study the language and understand what white actually means. And it actually means the opposite of actually white, which is a mad thing of what we understand as white today. Obviously, we're coming from a cultural context of colonization and racism, where we've now created the terms black and white, i.e., white being people of European descent and black being people of black African descent and so forth. But if you understand the cultural context of what white actually meant for the Arabs, like you would not get in your mind that they thought themselves to be white or Muhammad was white. In fact, the most hated color for them was pale skin complexion. And this is all recorded inside of the dictionaries. To be pale skin was the most hated color for them. You dig? But yeah. But yeah. I should do a show on that actually. I should do a show on that. I should do a show on why is Muhammad in one place saying that he has one place saying that he's brown and another place saying that he's white, or his arms are white and so forth. And then I'll say, but it says in another location, why does Muhammad say that? Why does it record that Muhammad has black foot or black legs or black other areas of him? What does that mean? Did Muhammad have a black foot and a white hand? What does it mean? But again, you have to understand the language and the cultural context. And I'm not going to say that Muhammad was black, i.e., because he had black feet. It's because I understand the cultural context of what it means. All right. So, for example, the underpart of your hand or your arm is the whiteness, or the underpart of your legs is called white, according to the Arabs, because it's the lighter side or the bit that's actually hidden. But the bit that's more exposed is called the black side. You know. So, for example, I have light skin here, and then I have a dark skin here. That's what it literally means. The darker side or the predominant side is called black, and the lighter side is called white. It's got nothing to do with the actual color itself. It's the cultural context of what it means. But it's gonna be long because it's gonna be like, Carl, you're doing like some mental acrobatics, fam. And it's like, I know it's gonna sound like that, but if you actually understand the language, you understand what's being stated. Because the Arabs themselves describe themselves as black people with curly hair. But anyways, I don't even want to go there because that's going to be a story for another day. Anyways, let me quickly see, is anybody joining in this hangouts? Anybody? Can anybody just hit the link that I actually published? Let me know. Does that link work? Let me do that again. Let me know. Does it work? Let me know, because I'm trying to see if this actually works. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. Why is Muhammad's thighs and armpits called white? Because then I could just, let me see. Can I do that? Let me show you something actually. Because y'all might think I'm chatting rubbish. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Ibn Sa'd's Tabakat. Let's just do this. Let's see. What can I do for you guys? Ha. So you want to pick a book and open it up at random to find the page that you want. Ha. You are smoking crack, my friends. Ah. So is anybody able to jump in? Let me know. Does that link work? That's what you need to let me know. Does the link work? Man like Raza's up in the building. Cheers. I beg one of you lot click that link, see if it works, or let me know if it works or not. Does it work? Does it work? All right, so nobody's trying to click the link. Okay, Kalam, you want present day black man to identify with a pedophile? That was the... No, I actually don't. Oh, let me read out that. says here, so Callum, do you want present day black men to identify with a pedophile who lacked wisdom that a 9-year-old is not ready for marriage? Hell no. Hell to the nizzo. No, 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 no. Hell no. Like, again, I'm not trying to promote or propagate Islam. Don't get that age twisted. All right. I'm just talking about the historical element of Islam. And again, no, because if you learned, what I would say, I would rather black men who already identify as Muslims to go and seek out the correct information on Islam from proper sources, maybe from the Ahlul Bayt themselves, i.e., people from the family of Muhammad, and learn from there. Because nowhere are you going to hear the family of Muhammad talking that nonsense that Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old. You'll only find the enemies of the Ahlul Bayt, the enemies of Islam, and the enemies of the Prophet Muhammad talking about that he had sexual relationship with a 9-year-old, and make that sound like that is cool and okay. Right? You already know I've done a whole 3-hour show, multiple 3-hour shows breaking down the fallacy of that. I've done shows on that. And that's because my teachings are coming from Ahlul Bayt, and I already can pre-game and see that's nonsense. But for some people, they believe that wholeheartedly. For some people, they carry on as such, and they do as such. And I will tell you, burn fire upon those individuals, 100%. That's not the Islam. That's not even Islam. No, furthermore, that is Islam. I lie, that is Islam. That's Islam. That's their version of Islam, and that is the most nastiest version of Islam in the whole entire world. And anybody who agrees with a big hard-backed 50-year-old man having sexual relationship with a 9-year-old, oh yeah, free yourself from me, free yourself from the world, free yourself from everything, and just off yourself. You do not belong in this world. Yeah. What's good, man? That girl like Letitia's up in the building. How does it all fit into the Ethiopian Coptic Orthodox Church? See, you're asking me questions here. That's really a show for another day. Because what I would tell you, which is going to upset a lot of my Muslim brothers and sisters out there, is that it only made sense if Muhammad was actually an Ethiopian Coptic Orthodox prophet. That's the only sense it makes. That's the only sense it actually makes. And then later on down the line, because the Arabs wanted to create a cultural identity for themselves, they constructed a whole new story. And they divorced themselves from that tradition. And they divorced themselves from the people of the book. And they divorced themselves from the book itself, i.e. the Bible, which the Quran just speaks about, the people of the book. The word Bible literally means the book. So they're talking about the people of the Bible. They divorced themselves from those people. And they collated a group of writings that supposedly went back to Muhammad, called the Quran. And they said, you know what? We're only going to follow this, and the rest of that is nonsense. And they divorced all of the history and stories relating to Muhammad and his connection to Christianity and connection to Ethiopia. And they made their own religion out of it. Although there was loads of people fighting at the time against this nonsense. So, for example, you had Al-Zubair fighting against this. You had Ali fighting against this. You had... there was a lot of people fighting against the corruption that was taking place. But yeah, but that's, again, like, this goes beyond what we're discussing today. To be honest with you, if Christians really took the time out to not oppose Islam and just read the source material themselves, you guys will see a lot of wonders, a lot of wonders in there. I love it how everyone burns how Muslims are united in a way that they do not understand. Big up Umma Akhi, white, black, and everything in between. Yeah. boy, again, we're going way beyond, way beyond, way beyond. And again, for those of you guys who feel like, bro, like, are you gonna say that, you know, about Christianity? Like, if if you're claiming that Jesus is one of your prophets and messiahs and so forth, and the people of the book follows Jesus, then you should have no problem Muhammad being in the lineage of Christianity. It doesn't make no sense why you'd be upset about that. It doesn't make sense. You wouldn't be upset because the very fact that the Quran is talking about Christians in there, it shouldn't be able to upset you. What do I mean by that? The people of the ditch, right, who was burnt alive inside of the Quran, talked about Ukhdud. They were Christians, Ethiopian Christians in Najran that was persecuted by Jews who were burnt alive. And this was 40 years before the time of Muhammad. Imagine that. 40 years before the time of Muhammad, Muhammad is talking about the Christians, those righteous Christians. Can you imagine that? But anyways, I don't want to digress too much. Do you think the Torah is more in line with West African culturally than Islam? I think that if you saw the Torah being practiced, you would not see the difference between traditional African spirituality and the Torah's teachings. What do I mean by that? Apart from the fact that, West Africans get circumcised. Apart from that, what do I mean? If you now read Leviticus and those ones there and you see them talking about cutting open animals and sprinkling the blood and all them things there, you think, oh yeah, that is juju now. That is straight juju. That's straight voodoo. That's straight African spirituality being enacted. Them talking about sprinkling the blood, let's say of the chicken, of the hen, onto the priests and stuff and onto the community. Who does that today but African spiritualists? If you're now lying, yeah? If you're now lying and you swear an oath and I give you a potion to drink, and if you lie, you now would die on the spot. Where do you hear those type of stories? Only in Nollywood and in African spirituality. So yeah, like, to be honest with you, African spirituality or West African spirituality is very in line with the Torah. Very much so in line with the Torah. And I'm telling you, if the Jews really practice what the Torah states there, you'd be like, you lot might have to start calling, like, I don't even know, start calling the police and shit. I need to stop. All right, so the link is really not working. Cool. Let me see. Invite people. All right, this is what I would like you guys to do. Do me a favor, yeah? Because I want to try out this Hangout link real quickly. Can you drop me your emails, all right? Drop me your emails in the bottom real quickly. And then as soon as you drop it, I'm going to delete it. Or you can delete it. All right? And I'm going to try to invite you that way. Because I want to actually start doing these Hangout shows. Let's see. Again, the question is, Kalam chap a Muslim or a Christian? I am an African man. But that doesn't answer if you're a Muslim or a Christian. It means I'm an authentic African man. And an authentic African man is neither a Muslim or a Christian. I practiced that which the ancestors was practicing before 2,000, 4,000, 6,000 years. I utilize my brain. Let's see. All right, cool. Let me try that. And that's no disrespect to anybody. Again, I don't have no malice towards Christians or Muslims. Got love for you guys. But you gotta love me too. So what's... I've just typed your Zulu. I've just typed your thing and it's saying I can't invite you. What? Send it invite, says Kalam. Okay, cool. Why can't it go? All right, let me try again. Let's see. I'll try somebody else's one. Let me try Brian's one. dum dum dum. Control V. Still not allowing me to invite. All right. So. Okay. That's tricky. All right. I'm gonna try again. Give me a second. Video call. Camera in my front of block. Alright, dismiss. No, dismiss. Cool. Let's see. Nope. Still can't. Oh, yeah, I don't have all day, man. I don't have all day. Alright, this is what I'll do. I'll open up something, an old school one. Okay, let me open up this thing. Maybe it'll work if I do this. Hey, yo, Shakara, open, answer up, man. COE answer. That's not working. All right. One last try. If this doesn't work, family, I'm going to have to go, you know. If this doesn't work. Command V. Let me know if this one works. Let me know if that one works, family. If it doesn't, then goddamn. But we need to make it work, though, to be honest with you, because we need to start doing these live shows. I need to figure out how it works again. Let me know what happens. Yeah. All right. Well, I tried, didn't it? I tried. Don't say I didn't try. Actually, no. Hold on. Tell a lie. Tell a lie. Dismiss that. Go on. Chase. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me share.
But now Kalam might be here.
No, he's there. He's there. There's Titans.
Jeez. All right. Hold on.
We live though. I can't hear none.
Okay. Bear with me, my family. Bear with me. Let me get this.
Yeah, but the live stream is stopped. Oh.
Nah, G. Let me see. Let me see. They might have there, you know, but it's trying to figure out how to get this to pop. All right. Let's see. Browser. Another one. Let me add a capture. Browser. Window capture. Window capture. Let's try that. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's working. Cool. Qlio. Ooh.
So there is a delay, of course, between the stream and the Hangout. So now I turned up the volume of the stream.
Oi, it's gonna work soon, you know. It's gonna work soon.
We need to come off mute.
Ha. Oh yeah. Anyways, family, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut off the live stream and then see if I can work this thing behind the scenes. I feel I'm gonna have to do that.
Okay,
Jeez. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you now, Kalam.
Perfect.
But Shaka is.
That mic sounds mad, Shaka. You might need to plug it in properly again.
Well, my mic.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good now.
Okay.
Can Kalam hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are finally in. I just went in just to demonstrate that the link is working. So I will shut up now.
Yeah, we can. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Oh man.
We here, baby. We here. Let me see if I can make this work, though.
So Harper,
Yo.
what's the quality of my mic? Does it sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. I'm not gonna lie, even right now, it might even be sounding better than Kalam's. And Kalam's been sounding sharp lately, but
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm playing with these new audio setups. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Jeez.
look at that. My free time on the internet come to a close, but I'll be back in a second. Just go for it.
All right, cool.
But we are live. We are live. So let's continue. Let's Kalam continue with the episode, right?
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Can everybody hear? Can everybody hear? Shout outs to RS Sid, you know? Shouts out to RS Sid. Dropping that big walla. He just dropped like 50 Ras Clark pound up in the building. Yo! Salute. Blessings. All right. So family, let me know. Can you hear everybody that's on the Hangouts? Shoes! Ishmael Bay's up in the building. Love that. Hide the video, Addy. I don't even know what that is. You can hear just fine, but can you hear the other people on the live stream? Can you lot talk on the live stream, please?
Yeah, I can talk, but you know, there's the delay between us and the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see, there is the answer like 20 seconds later.
That's cool. That's all right. Yeah, we're gonna work this out, and we're gonna fix it soon. But as long as everybody's hearing each other, that's perfect. I don't know. Are we gonna talk about anything today, or should we just save it for another day? Or did you want to say anything?
It's like, I mean, I wasn't all the time here. I was listening in the beginning, and then I had to do stuff, and then I came back. And in fact, I joined in like you were saying that the Muslims are believing in fact the stuff which Kemet people did before. But my only objection to this was I agree that the Jews did it. Like they copied stuff from Kemet people and from Egypt, a lot of this culture, and mixed it with another culture. But Muslim God is totally different. I would say the Jewish religion is kind of in sync with the Kemet religion when it comes to how you look at it. So based upon what I've heard you talking about this culture, right? Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. If you listen to all the stories from the Kemet knowledge, you have to learn something from the story. You don't take it like literally, but you have to learn something. And in my opinion, the Jewish religion is really close to it. Like, don't take it literally, learn from the story, and the good and bad stuff, right? So this will be the same thinking. And Islam took it more literally than it should be.
Jeez, I hear that. Sorry, family. Let me see if I can work this. Cool. See, can I put myself up in the corner somewhere? There we go. Family.
Whoo! Let me know how that's looking. Let me know how that's looking. Let me see. Ooh, I've been here for an hour and 20 minutes. Family, you don't have to go in a hot second, though. I have to actually go.
Yeah, no problem. We will talk next time. So.
But I think I'm starting to work this. I'm starting to work this. Yeah, I got the visuals on the top left-hand corner. It looks alright. It looks alright, in my opinion. You don't gotta let me know. But anyway, family, like, it's been like swell. Trust me. It's been swell. I was only going to be here for half an hour. And hopefully I did about 40 minutes worth of presentation, which should have been cool. There's an echo. Cool. Let me see if I can take off the other audio. One second. No. Is that the right audio? Okay. Is there an audio now? I'm sorry, is there an echo now? Let me know. If there's an echo, type 1. If there's not an echo, type 2. No echo, type 2. No echo, type 2. Echo, type 1. So I'm working the system. Okay, there is an echo. Whew. Alright. So anyways, there's an echo. I'm going to figure this out, hopefully. I will do another live stream soon, and we're going to actually just play around with it. It's going to be a test live stream because we want to make sure we got everything perfect. So we can have some very good shows coming up in the future. Discussion, debate shows, and Talk with the Titans shows. That's, of course, inviting in the Titans all the way. Like back in the day, we used to have all of our Americans, Amon Ra's squad, Ishmael Bey, Ngozi, Shaka Ra, Ali Muhammad, Brother Polite, those type of shows we're going to try to bring. No, we're not trying. We're not trying out here. We are going to bring those types of shows back. No echo now. Perfect. Yeah, I just had to mute something out, so that's great. Shaka Ra, see you. We're going to have some great shows. This is just going through the teething process. We're just doing quick throwaway shows. Hopefully you guys are enjoying them, by the way. These quick throwaway shows. I hope you lot enjoying. Let me know if you lot enjoying up in the comment section. Jeez. What are you saying, Shaka Ra? You going Speaker's Corner tomorrow?
I should be there. Family allowing, I should be there.
Yeah. I'ma see, innit? I'ma see. I can't even make no promises like that, but I'ma see. But I've been enjoying your conversation with Issa though.
That's an interesting one.
The black selected that. I can't even lie. Those are the type of conversations there at Speaker's Corner where I'm like, okay, let me actually tune in and listen. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Trust me. So yeah. Family, I'm actually going to keep it moving. Unfortunately, I was only going to be here for half an hour. I did overstay. We're now entering an hour and a half. So I have to keep it moving. And hopefully tomorrow, I will try. I'm not promising you guys, but I'm going to try my very best to fix the system where we can have these hangout calls going on, right? And we can have these panel members up on here. All right. So family, let me say peace and love, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
Bless.
Oh man. Young Cali, baby.